Greetings. In case you haven't heard, I am your Queen Love Buck number one. Welcome to my village, where everyone gets taken care of and no one gets left behind. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing morning. I know that I am. How many of you are still laying in bed? I know in some parts of the world it's the evening. It's 7 p.m. versus 7 a.m., especially over in the Philippines. But in the USA, it is 7:20 a.m. at this time. And I'm still lying in my bed with my big old black bear that I love so much. This is who I sleep with. Yeah, you gotta find a safe sleeper person. You can't just be out there running around sleeping with any and everything, right? So this is my little cuddle buddy that I sleep with. Yeah, I'm a big baby. Yeah, I still like all the cute little things that mean so much for so little. But what y'all got going on this morning? I don't intend on getting up for at least another hour, so I just logged on here to just be a pain in the neck. That's right, I'm being a pain in the neck. But y'all love it. Oh, this feels so good. How many of you out there get up every day, right? And you just go through this thing where you're hustling and bustling and you're doing this and you're doing that and you act like you always have to be up doing something. You don't know how to relax. Learn to relax a little bit. You gotta relax. Take a moment for yourself. And you don't have to be doing nothing spectacular. Just to say, oh, this feels so good. Because many times we don't get to do that much. I'm one of them people that once I wake up for the day and I get up, I generally do not go back to bed unless I'm like extremely tired. And then I'll say, well, okay, you might want to lay yourself back down, right? You might want to lay yourself back down and take a little nap. But nap, how many of us really get to take a nap? How many of us really get to lay back down in the run of a day until bedtime? So if you're off today and you really don't have nothing to do, treat yourself to some relaxation and just relax. Oh, ooh. Yes, it feels good. How many of you don't even remember the last time you were able to actually say, oh, this feels so good? I know, me too. But you know what? Today is one of them days that it feels good, it is good, I'm good, and I'm just having the time of my life, just laying right here relaxing. Treat yourself. See the simplicities, things that's priceless. That's what means the most to me. It's not always the things that are extravagant and expensive that are meaningful. How many of you get to have something as simple as a glass of water? I love water. When everyone else is up drinking coffee, most of the time I'm drinking water. And water has so many different, benefits. It cleans the body from the inside out. It cleans the skin because the skin is the largest organ. And it also gives you healthy nails. Yeah, I like to go have nails at times, but I also actually have nails and different things that grow out, even including your hair. Yes, I actually have hair and edges. My grandson is so funny, right? He's 9 years old. Well, he's 8. He'll be 9, and he's always at 9 years old talking about edges. Boy, what you know about women having edges? He done seen one bust edge too many. What do a little boy really know about a young lady or anyone having edges? And yeah, as you get up in age, sometimes your hair may not be as thick as it used to be, and as strong as it used to be. And you just might have to get some things to help you out a little bit. Hey, as you age, stuff starts to depreciate a little bit, right? It starts to slowly break down. So sometimes we have to use organic olive oils and different things just to keep our hair thick enough. Because I don't have ultra thick hair by nature. You know, I have an okay grain of hair or whatever. I am actually natural. But sometimes, hey, as I get older, I'm saying, shoot now, I used to didn't have to do this and this and this, but I got to keep up with the little bit of hair I actually have. It's okay to wear a wig, a piece, or whatever the case may be, but when you take it off, you actually want to have some hair up underneath it. And to my grandson, yes, some edges too. Yes, I got to get up and walk today. I'm starting to get in the swing of it, guys. I'm starting to actually enjoy my little walks. And little by little, I'm going a little bit further than the last time. I don't really want to go back to the gym, but I do miss going to the gym, if that makes sense. Because I had a routine at the gym. And if you actually attend the gym, you know what I'm talking about. You know when you say, okay, today is arms, the next day is legs, the next day is cardio, but in between you're still doing some other things too, but your main focus for that day is getting on the equipment that's for arms, getting on the equipment that's for legs, getting on the equipment that's for cardio. And I do a little bit of cardio every time as well as the stepper every time. Even if I do arms or legs, I still do some cardio. And I do kind of miss that, just having a routine. And when you go to the gym, if you're anything like me, it works out for you a lot better because I'm the type of person when I go to the gym, I like to be competitive. And I love to go and, watch people that are fit so they can challenge me. When I'm watching what they're doing, it makes me want to do that as well and be as good at it, right? And I want to be able to do the things that everyone else is doing. And I actually do. Yes, I do. I get in there and I push myself even harder. And before I know it, I'm back on track and I'm doing all the things everyone else is doing. And then I'm just ultra proud. And I know some of you are in the gym right now that's used to going as well. But sooner or later, we're going to have to find our way, right? I got sick at the gym, and it wasn't the situation, and I was wiping the machines down before and after using them. So I am really not trying to get to that gym right now. But I do miss being at the gym. Shout out to Planet Fitness. And this is not a sponsor, but that's where I go to the gym. And I actually am an active black member there, black card member there. And I can go to any Planet Fitness in any state. And yes, I miss being at the gym. How about you all? Yes, I'm just up, just talking. Yes, sometimes you just gotta log on and get in front of that camera and just say whatever's on your mind. Don't you be afraid. Just talk. Even if you're talking to yourself, just talk. And it's all right. It is quite okay to just get your best life. Always be your best cheerleader. You hear me? You better testify. Yes, honey. I woke up this morning, and as usual, I had to take out time with the Lord. And that's why I get up really early before everything starts moving. Because if you haven't tried it, try it out. Get up at the wee hours and just take out that time, just you and the Lord, before your phone start ringing, before the bells start ringing, before anybody start bugging you. And it's so peaceful and it's so quiet. And I promise you, those are the best times to hear from him. Oh, yes it is. Oh, I just be having the conversations of my life with him. And I tell him all the things I'm doing. And I talk to him about what I need to do. And I want to hear from you. Like, give me a sign, give me a word, and what I got to do. And things of that nature. And those are the times that I really get my biggest breakthroughs at the wee hours or early in the morning when everything is still. And that takes me back to that scripture, be still and trust that I am the Lord. And you know, I love it. Oh, this is an amazing morning. Hey, say hello. This is my sweetheart here. Say hello, everybody. Jazz, you gotta have somebody that you just lay down with. What y'all got planned today? Do you intend on barbecuing? Or do you intend on relaxing, working out, cooking and cleaning? You know, is a holiday or a day that you have off a day for you to actually relax? Is it? Can you relax? Do you know how? I'm learning. Yes, you got to take some time out for yourself. I'm learning. I could just lay here and go back to sleep and sleep for an hour. I'm not getting up shaking and moving. I'm not getting up making nobody's breakfast. But that reminds me, I do have to go to the store. So here's the thing, right? I wanted to get some vegetables and fruit and things of that nature so I can actually cut up my fruit, cut up my vegetables, and, you know, prepare my fresh food. I'm trying to eat raw, a lot more raw food and stuff like that. But the only thing is, I have a pet peeve. I don't like old vegetables and fruit. So that means I have to go to the store more often because I want to go and I want to get fresh fruit and vegetables. And after a couple of days, if it's in there, I don't want it no more. Especially certain stuff like lettuce and things of that nature. I like fresh lettuce. If it's turning brown, if it's looking crazy, I'm not eating it. And the same thing with green onion. I like that in my salad, as well as, you know, green peppers, red peppers, things of that nature. And there's a thing with tomatoes. I'm not really a big tomato person. And if I do eat tomatoes, I have to de-seed it because I don't like the seeds in tomatoes, guys. They're slimy. And I used to think I didn't like tomatoes. And then I realized that it's not I don't like tomatoes. I don't like the seeds in tomatoes. But I do want to buy vegetables and fruit that actually have seeds because we know that's authentic. Or, you know, organic fruits and things of that nature. But I take the seeds out because they got this slimy stuff on it. And I don't like food that has slime. Like if okra actually has slime, I'm not gonna eat it because it's like gross. Ew. Ah. Yeah, I'm a texture person. If something don't have the proper texture, I'll pass. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sure some of y'all are like that too. But yes, I'm trying to get more into healthier choices. And I appreciate all of you that actually post healthy choices and the things that you actually like that's healthy and prepare and show how to prepare it. And some of this stuff I already know because I have been down the healthy journey more than once. Don't stone me and don't you dare judge me. But hey, I haven't given up and I haven't quit. And that's what this all boils down to. Whatever you do not give up and do not quit. As long as you're still going forward, then there's room for you to actually excel and make it, right? And we all have our struggles. We all have the things that we struggle with. And you know, I've never been one to struggle with alcohol or narcotics and things of that nature. Not that I'm judging anyone that do, let's be clear. But I've more been the one that struggled with junk food. That's my addiction. Yeah, my guilty pleasure. And I'm here to admit it. They said the first part is admitting anything that you need help for, right? So here we go. I've always been a snacker and I always loved to eat good food. And since can remember myself as a small child, I loved running to the little corner stores and getting my little snacks. And back then they had penny candy. And if I got a dollar allowance, you could bet your last dollar that it was going to that store getting a dollar's worth of that penny candy. And I was going to pinch off that penny candy for the week. And along with whatever other snacks that was already in the house, right? And that's a bad habit. And I done brought it into my adulthood, and I go through phases and changes where I stop it. And then I go through changes and phases where I don't know how I keep starting it back up. Right? So now I have to try to figure out how to stop starting it back up once I have stopped. And I know some of y'all can relate. When you stop a behavior, in some kind of way, it comes right back. I don't know when it starts. It starts slowly. I'll say, okay, I can have this, and okay, I can have just one, and okay, and then before you know anything, I'm back in here where I started and left off at. Don't try to dare judge me. Pray for me, because I do need help, guys. And I'm doing better. I'm learning just don't bring it in the house. And I have a bad habit of when my birthday comes, I gotta learn how to celebrate with healthy choices, guys. I gotta learn how to stop saying, I tried to get a smaller cake this year, so that's good. But I gotta stop saying, it's my birthday and I'll party if I want to. And I'll eat the whole month and before that too, what I want to. And, I went in the store and something said, don't you go in none of them aisles that have snacks. And I didn't. And I went and I saw some green bananas. Plantains is what most of you call it, right? And something said, go back to that. Get you some plantains. So I got the plantains because I can use them to make potato chips. And I can use them to make French fries, right? So I got the plantains. And I was proud of myself because I said, okay, you're getting back on track. And I did pretty good. I actually made them, and I went from there. And I made some like French fries actually in the air fryer, and they came out pretty good, right? So now we're back on the right track. I got some fruit, and I chopped it up myself. I washed it and, de-seeded it and chopped it up myself. And I made me a nice fruit salad. Then I went and I got out another bowl, and I made me a nice vegetable salad. And guess what, guys? No meat. Now the next thing I have to wean myself off of is cheese. Oh, cheese is another thing that's not good for you. I'm trying the no veggie, the no cheese, and that's working out okay. But I don't know if I need to be using that because it still reminds me that you like cheese. And when I like something with cheese, I like it cheesy. Like if I have cheesy eggs, oh, they gotta be cheesy. They can't just have eggs with cheese. What's the purpose of that? I have to add the extra stuff. So, okay, Lord, help me get rid of the cheese. Even though the veggie cheese is okay, I don't want to abuse that either. And I like stuff that's cheesy if it's going to be cheesy. Like if you give me lasagna, it has to have enough cheese for me to see it stringent before I can, say this is cheesy lasagna or whatever the case may be is. So those are the things that, I've been going through lately. And I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. I look at some of you and you're preparing food and you're so health conscious, and I admire you for being health conscious. And I really do look at some recipes and try them out and say, okay, let me try this, or okay, let me try that. And then I look at the health rewards of these foods, what we're eating, to say, okay, when I get to the store, what are the things I want to target? What are the things I want to get lots of that's healthy? And what are the things that I don't want to get too much of that's healthy? And I even changed my sweeteners. I like that, what they call agave and cane sugar. I've been working with cane sugar. I used to try those substitutes like Equal and things of that nature. But then I learned through the late Dr. Sebi that there are natural sweeteners. And yes, I'm familiar with Dr. Sebi's diet. And I did that for a while and I did so well. Because the one thing about the Dr. Sebi diet, and this is not a sponsor, let's be clear, but I do like to talk about the real. It was so amazing. Not only did I lose the weight, but I started to just glow. My complexion and everything was amazing. And I guess that's your way of telling me, Lord, go back to Dr. Sebi's diet. Just me talking about it brings me joy. Just remembering all the, rewards that came with Dr. Sebi's diet. A young lady that was hanging with from New York, husband was familiar with the diet. And at that time, I was really struggling with obesity. I was even bigger than I am now, and that's why I'm mindful not to go back to that place. And I could barely get around. And with me being an asthmatic, that wasn't very healthy for me. And he recommended that she introduce me to the Dr. Sebi diet. And I went out that same day or two and I started purchasing the items on his list that was healthy for us and what they call um, non-acidic, and to avoid acidic foods. And some of you know what I'm talking about, foods that's just carrying too much acids into the body. And I even went out to get an acidic tester that actually tests to show you if your urine is carrying too much acids. And it will let you know you definitely need to go to the diet and get yourself together. And believe it or not, when you get yourself together and you take that same test, it will show you the levels of acidity that's in the body, the levels of acid that's in the body. And it will show you when you're getting better because it's just like a diabetic strip. If you test the ones that show you, like your sugar is this rate and it should be this by the colors, it does that same thing. Actually, when I get a chance, I'll actually show you what it is in case you don't know and let you see the function of it. And I do need to actually take a test and see where I am so that I know exactly what to do and what to target. And I think I'm going to put that on my things to do list today since I'm not doing anything else, right? I might as well do something constructive and productive. And sometimes awareness is everything, and it may be someone out there that do not know about this test. So here's the thing. This test can be purchased online, and it's called an aesthetic tester or test. You can Google it, and it will show you what it is, and it will show you where to purchase it. And it's very budget friendly. I think it's under $10 if I'm not mistaken. If it isn't, it's not much over that, but it has such a great benefit, and you get about maybe 50 strips or 100 strips, something like that, that you can use twice a day in the morning and at night to show you where you are and how the food that you are eating is affecting the body. And the first urine in the morning is one of the best urines to use for the test because it actually shows you overnight all that food you ate the day before that then let all the sugars and sodiums out into your urine is going to show you exactly where you stand. And it will let you know if you need to drink more water or just come away from all the sugars and things of that nature. And I definitely need to get away from the sugars because I am pre-diabetic And I was doing so well that I didn't need to be put on medications. And I know that I have to get myself together before I get back to the doctor. And she be dragging me to the medications because I'm not able to manage the plan that we have discussed. So it's time for me to pull that plan back out and get on track. Oh yeah, guys, did I tell you that I actually bought me some sugar-free ices? And they're pretty cool. And I'll show you those too when I get a chance. I got cherry pineapple and they're really good. And it helps me when I do want a snack. Because you can't just let everything go, right? So I'm trying to get away from the sugar and the sodiums. There's something else I haven't discussed with you guys. And there's a few things. And little by little, I'll open up to you about some things about myself. Yeah, I'm an open book. There are some things that I keep private because of my just lifestyle. I don't just spill all the beans at once with your nosy selves. But I do tell you some things because, hey, I'm an open book and there's no shame in my life. But I have a condition, and this condition that I have is called lipedema. And some of you may know what lipedema is, and some of you may not. And lipedema is when, at times, if especially if I'm eating the wrong things, it will show up more in my life, where you will get like swelling and things of that nature in the extremities, and sometimes even in my face. So those are also signs when I'm having all of the wrong foods, and it lets me know that I need to get back on track. So if you're out there and you have lipedema, I just want to let you know you're not alone. And I also have lipedema, and that's something that I have had for a while. And it's nothing that I'm ashamed of or anything of that nature because it's a part of who I am. But the more I get to open up to you guys about just myself, I just like to share things with you. So if you might notice that sometimes my arms or my hands or legs look a little swollen or thicker than most people, that's what I actually have. I have a condition and it's called lipedema. And it's something about the blood flow in the body. So if you're out there and you have some home remedies that can help me with inflammation or the swelling and things of that nature, feel free. I do drink different teas and things of that, herbal that helps me out at times, like the green tea and things that help me to urinate. And I also have a high blood pressure pill that has a water pill in it that helps me to release sodiums also. Because also when you have lipedema, the body tends to retain sodium. So that's what will cause the pressure to rise, as well as being obese. So that's why it's definitely imperative that I get myself together and do what's required to be healthy and take care of myself. And if you're out there and you're going through the same thing, I just want to let you know you're not alone. And yes, I go through the same thing too. But I don't let anything stop me. And I don't let anything prevent me from doing everything everybody else do and just trying to be the best that I can be. I have never actually talked about, dealing with lipedema live or social or public before. So this is my first time actually opening up about it. And I hope that if you're out there and you're going through the same thing, that you can open up about it and talk to people about it. Because it's imperative that you don't feel ashamed of things that you are actually, living with. And yes, it has never stopped my love life because I've always been strong in who I am. And I always say, love me for me. If you notice that my hands look swollen sometimes, just hold them. If you notice that my arms and stuff look swollen sometimes, just hug them. Because guess what? I'm a human being like everybody else that's full of joy, that's full of love. And hey, I live my best life. Don't you dare start saying, oh no, oh yeah, that's something I go through. But hey, I don't hide the things that I go through. because hey, we all family here, right? There's no one judging anyone. So hey, why not be able to discuss the things that's really meaningful? When we're on our live stream, a lot of times we talk about the goofy stuff and the silly stuff and ooh, the drama and all these other things. But sometimes we don't remember to talk about the things that matter, the things that can help someone. Awareness for someone who may see someone that have that and don't know what it is. So when you're seeing someone and they may look a little swollen or maybe their arms or legs are a little bigger than most people's, they just may suffer with lipedema. And if you don't know what it is, Google it. And there's different stages. There's mild, there's moderate, there's severe, and then there's extremely severe. And I think I'm in between moderate and severe. And I don't want to touch severe. So that's another reason why it's imperative that I stay healthy and do all the things required to keep my lymphedema from becoming advanced. Yes, guys, we all have our things that we have to take care of as well as ourselves. And just be the best that we can be and every day aim to target the things that you suffer with or go through. I'm 54 years old, and I tell you, I have ran one on race in life. And life hasn't always been a crystal stair for me, but I don't complain about it. Everything that we have been through, we have gotten through, right, guys? I mean, we got to take the good with the bad sometimes, and sometimes even the ugly. But when God delivers you of some things and He erases it from your life, then you know that you're winning and you just keep on going forwards. Don't you dare stop. Don't you dare go backwards. And sometimes you can want to go backwards. Let me tell you about it. But then you decide you want to save yourself, right? Yes, you got to save yourself. Don't you dare go backwards. Don't you dare let that stuff you used to do start kicking back in. Yes, because sin is comfort, honey. It is very comfortable. Do you hear me? Touch somebody and say amen up in the air. Don't act like you don't still like to sin. Because there's a whole lot of different levels of sin, Donnie. We're not just talking about one. We all go through sin. Some just is a little bit more exhausting on your life. And the things that you experience will make or break your life. And I'm so grateful that I really started to say, I got to quit some of this behavior. And you know how when you go to church and the pastor or bishop or apostle, whatever is leading your ministry, is up on that pulpit preaching. And don't it seem like they talking to you when you're doing all the wrong things? And you sit down and it's like you done opened up a book on your life. And they just are preaching and talking, and don't let them look at you, because then you really feel like they talking to you. You know how you feel like they talking to you, and you know it's a word, right? And then you start to looking at them a little like, who is this man talking to me? And he be on fire. Yeah, you need to get this out your life. And you need to get that out your life. And you need to stop doing this. And you need to stop doing that to get your life on track. And let me tell y'all, right, when I was younger, and I would go to the church, and I would hear them talking like that, I wouldn't go back. I'd be like, I ain't ready to give up all this stuff. You got to give up too much. Don't act like I'm the only one that said I ain't giving up all this stuff. You got to give up too much stuff to see Christ. I can't get in it right now. I'm having too much fun in my life. To touch somebody and say, I know to talk about Queen, I done been down that same road. But at some point, you know that you got to give up some stuff. And having grandchildren was like a blessing. I think the kids saved my life. I always tell my babies, my children and grandchildren, that they are raising me. They're so articulate and mature, and I'm proud to be the parent and the grandparent Because when I talk to them, I'll be like, wow, okay, I hear you. And they always have so much insight and wisdom also. And, when I talk to them, even if it's about something I'm going through, they always are able to help me figure it out. And they know me better than anyone else for the most part. So even if I'm wrong about something, they are always that type that's going to tell me, well, you was wrong about that. This reason why over here. And then I can sometimes brainstorm it and hear where they're coming from and say, well, okay, I can see how I might have could have done that different. And they're not going to let me make excuses about being wrong because I never allowed them to do it. So they're going to say, don't make excuses. Because that's something that I've always taught them. Don't sit here and make excuses. Do better. If something is wrong, let's get it right. But the one thing that's one of my biggest pet peeves, if you ever want to know, is don't sit here and just sit here making excuses. How can we fix it? How can we get it on track? How can we do better? Is the word. But I try my best not to make excuses. Like I stood in my truth and I said, I've been out of order. I've been eating all the wrong things. There's no excuse why. Let me get back on track. Let me do what I got to do. Let me get to the store and buy the things that's required for me to take my life back. Let me get out there and start walking and do what's required to take my life back. Let me get myself together. So at some point, we got to quit making excuses, right? Because we can make all the excuses in the world, but at the end of the day, the truth is an underlying denominator of what you need to be doing to get yourself back on track. So, yeah, we got to do those things. And oh my goodness, I'm getting back on track. And I'm so proud because I kept saying, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do it. Or next week I'll get up and take a little walk. Or then I look out there, I ain't going out there. Well, I say when I go in the store this time, I'm gonna get some better foods. And I say, nah, next time I'm getting me this today. And I'm learning that you can have stuff. You just gotta be restricted too, because portion size plays a big role. I'm gonna say it again. Portion size plays a big role, and sometimes you have to get the proper portions to your plate. And that's another reason why I'm gonna stop making all the good tasting food. How many people out there, you shouldn't put that extra spoon, and then you look and you be like, oh, I put extra butter and stuff in these garlic mashed potatoes. These things is gonna be good. And you go in there and grab another spoon. Well, you should have just took that one spoon. Or you got some rice and peas. And that's one of my favorites too, guys. And then you start saying, take a little bit, and as you dip it, something in your hand and wrist, make that spoon go a little deeper down in that pot and grab up one spoon, but it's past high as the sky. And then you get to add an extra stuff to it, right? Okay, I got some jerk sauce with my chicken. Let me put some of the jerk sauce up there too. Now you done loaded the rice up with all this sauce that you got all these good seasonings in. But I'm doing better with the seasonings too, because I'm using the natural seasonings and like onion, pepper, things of that nature, gingers, different things to curries, different stuff that gets the food natural flavor, where I don't have to use so much sodium or whatever the case may be. So that's helping me. And what I've been doing lately is trying to create salads without always feeling like I have to have sides, because that's another thing I struggle with. If I'm going to make sides to go with a meat, I want some good sides. I don't want some sides that is like, okay, these are sides. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm learning with even making the salads to switch it up. Make something different. Don't just keep throwing the same stuff in the salad, because then it gets boring. And I tried doing the veggie bacon, and I made it crispy, and I let it cool off, and I crumbled that up in the salad, and that was pretty tasty. And I liked the green onions in there too. It gave it a pop and a flavor. and I'm learning some stuff. Now, a lot of people love avocado, and avocado have so many great benefits, but I'm not big with avocado with everything. But I can actually make avocado cubes and throw them into my salad, and I've been able to eat that way. So I'm getting there. And to my good friend, I call her my lovely dove because she always is like that dove that's on my shoulder, that's always pecking me in the positive direction when it comes to so many things. And she tells me about different things to do to kind of keep me on track with my health. Thank you. And thank you to all of you that um, to pretty talk to me about fitness and getting well and things of that nature because it's definitely appreciated. I want you to know it is so appreciated. We all have to get to a place where we can help each other, right, guys? And we can stand in our truth, right, guys? Without being ashamed of ourselves, right, guys? And that's the kind of village that I want to be the sound leader of. A village that can be honest and help other people and not be judgmental of people and understand that we all have our struggles and they may be different, but struggles are struggles, right? But when we're struggling and we have support and help, it makes it all the more easier. And then you become determined. And I've always been the type that I don't want to disappoint my supporters. If someone is helping me do something, then I want to try to do it the best that I can. And I think maybe this journey might be in my best interest because I do sometimes need that person to say, okay, Queen, don't you do it. You know? And so my friend, Kicking It with Lynn, in case by any chance you happen to see this video, I understand what you go through with the spicy foods because I love certain things spicy too. And I can sprinkle a little bit more spicy stuff on this and spicy stuff on that. And then I also like the hot sauce that's spicy. And certain things I like to get the Tabasco sauce. And how many of you had the hot mustard? Like the Jamaican hot mustard and things of that nature. I like that kind of stuff too. So yeah, we have things that we actually enjoy. And the natural peppers, I'm learning to work with some of them. With the vinegar, how you take those hot peppers and you put them on the vinegar and then you use the vinegar. I used to watch my parents do that. And the red crushed peppers, I'm learning to use those. But sometimes I think I overdo it with some of that too. So y'all tell me, are the crushed peppers healthy or not? Because I hear some people saying that they're actually healthy because they don't have sodium. And then I'm hearing some people saying that it's not good to eat too many spicy peppers. So y'all let me know if there are benefits in the crushed peppers or are the fresh jalapeno peppers and things of that nature or just hot peppers with vinegar or things of that nature, are they healthy? Because my goal is to actually be healthy. Yes, guys, I done sat in here and just released. And don't it feel good when you just release all of your stuff and you share it with your friends and your family and let them know exactly what you're going through? I've always tried to be an open book, and there's just so much more that I would talk to you guys about. I told you little by little you'll learn a lot about me. And there's some things that I'm going through. I'm telling y'all about my physical health, but then one day I'll discuss my mental and emotional health. Because yes, I will. I'm sure a lot of y'all will understand and probably go through some of the same things. But part of understanding anyone is understanding their struggles and the things they go through. And little by little, I'm opening up and I'm talking about things that is in my life, not just always laughter, not just always goofiness, but the real meat and potato of things. Yes, because to know me is to love me. And the things that I know about some of you It lets me better understand you and love you even more for being able to open up about your struggles. Because, child, you know we got a judgmental committee out here, and they will find any and every little thing to judge you for. But I'm not worried about people casting judgment on me. Because at the end of the day, my Lord and Savior, He know every single thing about me. He know even the things that I come to Him about in secret and say, Father, you know, I'm still struggling, Father. Deliver me, Father. Help me, Father. You know, touch me here, Father. Touch me there, Father. You know, everybody got that stuff that when they go into that quiet place, they want to tell Father to help them with. Yes, me too. I'm no different. And you know, sometimes when people see that you're anointed, they actually start to think that you are not a human being and you do not go through your own struggles. Every human being has struggles, baby. That's the way the world is designed. If you don't have any struggles, you might be in denial. I promise you, you are. Let me tell you, I don't care how much money you have, how much luxuries you have, you might have even more struggles. Trust me when I tell you. But it's okay to have a couple of struggles as long as you're able to get through them. And if you see somebody else struggling, help them. We all have something that we go through. And sometimes we even have some secrets in our lives that we haven't shared. Or at some point you had a secret. If you don't have it anymore. And, you know, it's okay to have that stuff that you haven't been delivered of. And just ask for someone to keep praying instead of judging you. Don't judge people. Yes, I have the gluttony spirit. And guess what? There's other things I struggle with too. But it doesn't make me a low life because I have my struggles. And it don't make you a low life. It's just something that you have to work on. And I'm going to tell you something. When I first got saved and I went to church, right? It was the first time that I really realized how judgmental people can be. And I was thinking, I'm coming to Christ, and oh, I'm a wreck, and I need help. And that's why I'm here, because the Lord said, come as you are. And I had a whole lot that I still need to be delivered of. And I'm walking into ministry, and I was looking at these people that are supposed to be of God, that's supposed to have a loving heart, that's supposed to be understanding of someone's struggles, and they're judging me more than the people out in the world was judging me. Look how she talked. Look how she walked. Look how she dressed. Look how she this. Look how she that. And you know, it was times when I felt like maybe this isn't the place for me. And we want to bring souls to Christ, not turn them away. So it's imperative that we stop judging people because they're not the way they should be. And then sometimes they forget when they was out in that world doing things they didn't have no business doing. Now they done went so high up in the spirit that they done forgot when they was out there doing that same stuff. And I looked around and I said, maybe this isn't the place for me. Maybe I need to find a better space and place for myself. This definitely isn't where I want to be around a bunch of judgmental people. Excuse me. But then God started telling me, you're not here because people are judging you. You're here to seek me. Touch somebody and say amen. You're here to get delivered of that stuff that you're struggling with. You're here to learn what it is that I want you to do. Because you really don't know. And that's why you're struggling, because you don't know my word. You don't know what I want you to do. So you keep seeking me. And I had to dig deep just to keep seeking Christ. And I want to say this to you out there that's that kind of person that's always judging people. Quit judging folks. Everybody is not going to come to Christ that's already in a, bow. It's a lot of people that wake up every day and they struggle just to say amen because they done been judged so bad by Christian people that they start to thinking that how dare you? How can you say you're a Christian and you done judged everybody in this channel or everybody in this network? That's not of God. And sometimes you got to come back down a notch and remember that everybody is not on a high level in Christ. You got babes in Christ. You got people out here that's struggling and they are anointed, but they still have their struggles. And encourage them and pray for them and try to help them with whatever they're struggling with instead of sitting around like, oh, look at her. And they be sitting right in the bushes watching you. Every little thing you do like an eagle just watching over you, looking for you to say something wrong, looking for you to do something wrong so they can cast judgment on you. Who got the problem? You or them? When I see stuff, I say, okay, this person is still struggling with some things, but you know what? They seek in Christ. And as long as you continue to seek Him, you'll get delivered more and more. I promise you, you will. But you don't have to be perfect to seek Christ because He's going to get the glory for cleaning you up. He's going to get the glory from taking you out of that dark place and bringing you into the light, right? And I continued to come because there was times I left. I tell you the truth. I was like, oh no, this is just too much for me. And if this is what a Christian is, then I can go on back into the world because at least out there they wasn't so judgmental. I mean, hey, they all was living in sin, right? We all still live in sin, and that's what folks forget. But then I said, you know what? I'm tired of running, Lord. I'm tired of leaving you. I'm tired of running back out into the world because my own brethren will sit here and judge me and look down their nose at me because I'm not walking in the way they feel I should walk. And then I started meeting good Christian people that was able to lobby around me and encourage me and say, that's okay. That's okay. If you're not this kind of person yet, that's okay. Continue to seek Christ. And I started to come forwards. And I started to come forwards. And then God started birthing me. And I started running from, the anointing at times and what He was ordaining me for because I didn't feel I was ready for it. And I would say, oh, I'm not ready for this. And I would go to ministries and they was trying to birth it out of me too. And I would run from it because I wasn't ready. And I kept saying, why am I running? And I started praying and I said, God, I want you to take this running out of my feet because why am I running from your anointing? Why am I running from the things that you want to use me to do? What is it in me that, keep running from this? And I think some of it, to be honest with you, was when you get birthed out to do something, then you have to really be more careful of your walk because everybody is watching you and they can't wait for you to say or do something that's not right so they can jump on you with both feet. But then God started ministering to me again and He said, why do you keep worrying about what other people think? I am your Father. I am giving you instruction. I am pushing you out there. I am the one that's using you. And you quit worrying about folks and you let me use you. And that's when I started to know that I was hearing from God. I know I'm talking to somebody. I know I'm talking to somebody. Say amen. And I started to let Him use me. And it was when I began to let Him use me that I started to realize that everyone is used a different way. And just because you may not be a typical or traditional doesn't mean you're not being used right. Hello, team, honey. Hi. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the village. Come right on in. I'm talking about letting God use you right now. Have any of you been in a place where you didn't really know your calling at that time and you didn't know how he was going to use you, but you wanted to be used, and you knew you was going to get in position, but then you was always dealing with people that was judging you. And there's so many that have experienced that, and so many people that have been wounded in ministry. And then God just started, letting me know, you do not have to be like everybody else. I didn't create you like everybody else. You're not going to minister like everybody else. You're not going to do the things that everybody else do, because you are an individual. And I'm going to birth you out the way I see fit. And people are going to receive you because you're going to minister to those that you're going to touch. Everybody touch somebody differently. And be who I called you to be. Stand up under the anointing, and you will be delivered from that other stuff. And you're not going to change 50 years of behavior overnight. That's not going to happen. But you just keep on going and let me continue to use you. And I know I'm talking to somebody right now. Because sometimes when we come to Christ, we think we have to come in a big old bowl. And we have to be good all the time. And we have to say the perfect thing. And we have to do the perfect thing. And if we're not doing the right thing all the time, then we not of God. Touch somebody and say the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. You are of God, and you are worthy, and you are definitely being used. Don't you let nobody stop you. Yes, yes, thank you, Team Honey. Don't you let nobody stop you and prevent you from going forwards and continuing. Because there are people that's just not right, and they in the church too, that's always trying to break you down and discourage you, or find something to make you feel you're not good enough or you don't add up enough. Touch somebody and say the devil is a liar. I am a child of God. God do use me. God let me minister to people. God let the words that come out of my mouth touch people all over the universe. You don't have to be the same old Sister Mary or Brother Bob in the corner that's always looking out and trying to figure out what everybody got going on. What do you got going on? And it's okay to get up here in the spirit realm. There's nothing wrong with it. But just because you up there don't mean everybody else is. So don't you dare start judging folks and looking down at them. Ooh, no, they not this, and ooh, no, they not that. Because people don't have to live up to another person's expectation. Please God. Please God. Don't you dare worry about what somebody's saying about you. And as you pleasing him, you'll see the results in your life. You will see the results in your life. He will always show you when you're pleasing him. Some kind of way, he's going to give you that word, and he's going to let you see that everything that you're doing is exactly what you should be doing. And you're going to have days when you're not going to do what you're supposed to be doing. It's just like anything else. We all do something we don't have no business doing. I'm in North Carolina, and the weather is great. It's a nice day. Where are you at, Team Honey? Team Honey, where are you located? Yes, that's great. Where are you located at? In the Philippines. I always have so many friends in the Philippines. I don't know why God used me in this way, but I have so many friends in the Philippines. And I don't want to take anything from my friends in the US of A, because I love my friends in the US of A as well as Africa, Jamaica, different places that I have established nice friends and genuine hearts in, right? But It's just something about the ones from the Philippines. It's just so many more, as well as Africa. And I just want to say to my buddies in the US of A, I love you all too. And you are just as worthy. I'm just actually meeting a lot of people in the Philippines and connecting with them. And I'm actually going over to their channels and beginning to find ways to collaborate with their channels, especially the growing networking channels. And that's what it's all about, is meeting people all over the universe, because we're all God's children. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world or the universe, you're still sisters and brothers. And I am just having such an amazing time meeting people that's international. I have not, but I want to plan a trip there when everything is over. My sister and I have been talking about actually getting over to the Philippines, as well as a few friends that decided that they would join us, and just meet and greet and figure it all out, and meet some of the people that we have met there that we talk to online. When everything is over, I'm sure we could set something up and get over there and actually mix and mingle and meet people there. But I have never been afraid to travel to different places and see different things. I've always had that in me to go places and travel and have fun. And I'm not afraid to go places. It's just with this pandemic. Oh no, 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 no. Let's be clear. But when everything is over, that could be on our things to do list, because I've always been that kind of person that I will get up and pack a bag and get me a ticket somewhere, and away we go. We are on the way. And it would be so amazing to just see some of us come together and have a good time. And when I look at my Philippine sisters and brothers, I would love to see their face. Pray to God that this pandemic will end soon, since we don't have what we will pay as well. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm glad you're voicing that, because here in the US of A, there are some resources that assist those that's not working, like unemployment, and they had given a stimulus package and things to some people. And what I would like you to voice, since you're here, Team Honey, is how does it go, as far as if you're not working and you don't get paid in the Philippines? Are there resources to assist you? Like, how do you survive? I guess I can get me a massage. Oh, this feels good while I'm laying here. Oh, this feels so good. This is actually my massager that I put on the bed. You know how sometimes, hey, if you're still enjoying yourself and laying in bed, why not treat yourself to a massage while you're talking? It don't get much cooler than that. I promise you it don't. I keep on telling y'all, enjoy your blessings. Our government just gave us 2 kilos of rice noodles and 2 cans sardine. That's it. Oh no. Every 2 weeks. So is that for a family or per person? Guys, just when we think that our president can have some issues, someone comes and testify and let us know that we still are not doing that bad. And sometimes it's things like this that we need to see and hear, and some of these other places need to do better. You love massage? Yes. I am spoiled, and I love to live comfortable. I don't care about the big things and stuff like that. It's the simple little stuff when I'm laying down and I'm like, oh, it's after a long day and a shower per family. Oh, that's crazy. After a good shower to get in your bed, I love a comfortable bed. And you will hear me say that all the time. Your bed is the most valuable thing in the home because when you get in a bed, you want to lay down comfortable. There's a lot that take place in the bed, and I'm gonna be nice about it. But sleeping, it has to be comfortable, especially after a long day. You done took your shower and simmered down, and now you're laying down, and you got to be trying to figure it out. No, I gotta have a comfortable bed. Let me just say this to you. I pray for God to keep you all and send a mega blessing to the Philippines, Lord, for everyone to be taken care of. You said in your word to feed your sheep, and I'm believing in your sheep to be fed, Lord. You said we are the lenders and not the borrowers, and I'm believing in your word, Lord. Take care of everyone all over this universe. No one should perish, because if we believe in you, we should not perish, but have everlasting life. And I want to believe in that word right now in the name of Jesus. Amen, amen, and amen. Because it can be worrisome. And when you have children, they love to eat and they love to snack and drink. And to be limited to a little bit of food is going to be stressful. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. That's what a village is about. Praying, bringing forth healing, awareness, and we can have fun sometime. But at the end of the day, I love to stand for just being support to everybody all over the universe. It's not limited to just the USA because most of us have family all over the world. Amen. And it's okay. And when I do come and visit, I want to be able to meet a lot of people that I have met here. You love people in the USA? Well, I can't speak about people in the USA, but I can speak for myself. I love people all over the universe. I don't care where you're from. If you're a good person, come right on in here and say hello. I don't care where you're from. And I've never been that kind of person. You know, I grew up where it was a diverse communities, and Brooklyn, New York, you meet a little bit of everybody. So I'm used to being around all type of people and nationalities. I work in CS and AT&T, TV. Okay, well shoot, if you was to make it over to the US of A, you would not be jobless because there's plenty of Sears and AT&T over here. But you see, guys, in the US of A, it just let us see that all of our networks are international networks. My allergies are bothering me. My eyes are itchy. Yes, it's people from all over the world that still collabs with the US of A. And there's nothing wrong with it. You probably know a little bit more because I find that what's in the US of A has not generated and originated in the US of A. And if I could say something to our US of A government, it would be to start letting things originate in your own backyard. Start creating and building here in the US of A because this is such a rich country for us not to have anything that is actually manufactured here. Yeah, Sears got bankrupt. A lot of places is getting bankrupt because they don't have enough people supporting their business. There's just so much going on that some people just cannot afford to be buying things from Sears when they need to be putting food on their table, paying their utilities, paying their mortgage, paying their car note, trying to help their children or their parents or their neighbor. And sometimes the stores that you really just don't need goes neglect. And I think that some of these dollar stores are actually running some of these main stores out of business. And I'm gonna tell you another secret: Walmart clothing has ran a lot of these clothing stores out of business because they done stepped it up a little bit. And I tell you a secret, honey: if you struggling in these streets, you better go in Walmart and get you a couple of outfits. Matter of fact, you see this gal, this little house coat. This little house coat came out of Walmart. My granddaughter bought me this for Christmas about 2 years ago. And yeah, I take care of my stuff. But this is a nice little, house coat or whatever you want to call it. And it came right out of Walmart. And she took her allowance and she purchased this for me, right? And she purchased me another one. And I cried tears because I'm a sentimental person and I get emotional when I see children that give back. Because not every day you meet children that give back, right? And I thought it was so beautiful that her mom is teaching her to save up her allowance so she can purchase things to give to the family for the holidays. And she knows that I like to be comfortable. And she went and bought me two gowns or house dresses out of Walmart so that I can put these things on when I don't feel like getting dressed and still look comfortable and cozy and colorful. And I just thought that was so sweet. And yes, I've had this for 2 years now, and I'm grateful. And this came out of Walmart. And once again, this is not a sponsor, but I like to, talk, and it's good quality. Just imagine it still looked brand new, and I had it 2 years, and it get washed. So it's good quality. So some of the things that they actually sell in Walmart, and like I said, this is not a sponsor, guys, but Walmart actually have decent quality clothing. Even for your children, if you're struggling and you may not be able to afford stuff, get your tail to Walmart and get you some of those things. Yes, how sweet. I thought it was so sweet of her. Because we have to teach the children to give back. We have to teach the youth today to not suck, suck, take, and never give back. And I pride myself in, you know, doing that with the girls, my girls, they're grown now. Give back. And, when she came and she said, I saved up my allowance and I got you something for Christmas, I cried because it just touched me. I'm very sentimental and I'm very emotional. And, when it comes to my grandchildren, I'm so blessed and I'm so honored that God has allowed me to live to see four beautiful grandkids and to be the matriarch of them, to teach them the right things. And that had a lot to do with me getting my life together a lot because I wanted to be a better example to my grandchildren, someone they can look up to, someone they can be proud of, and someone that someday they will be telling their grandchildren about. And that's what it boils down to, right? We forget the big mamas of the family that taught us all the things that we know. And the generations in front of us. We're not teaching our children that anymore. I'm in charge in the home warranty and appliance section. Wow, okay. Okay. And but let me tell you this, Sears have some nice appliances. When I first bought my first home, children are angels. Oh, they're so sweet. I bought a patio set from Sears, right? With the swing. And that set was an awesome set, strong, good quality set. Sears actually sell awesome appliances. Sears is a good store. They do sell good quality. And I don't know, maybe sometimes the price of some of their things may be challenging because I spent a decent piece of change on that set. Yes, parents should be a good role model. Yes, they should. And I think if they struggled with something, it might have been being able to negotiate the price, because competition is all over the world. And like I said, I have an awesome business mind. I'm always able to sit down and figure something out to benefit me for the better, not the worse. And when it comes to competition in the any arena, you have to be able to stand up underneath the competition. And when it comes to competition, if you're $10 or $15 or more higher than your competition, the struggle is real. People are going to go where they can save a dollar. If we have any kind of sense, it's to save and benefit and get more for the buck. And especially in a time when times are very trying and you're trying to, make $1 out of 15 cents, and something is costing a little bit more, you tend to say, I can't do it. Like I said, these dollar stores are running people out of business because folks are saying, okay, I need a toaster. I'm not going in Sears and paying no $50 for no toaster when I could go over here in the Family Dollar and get me a $10 toaster. Hey, toast is toast. I'm not buying no $50 blender when I can go over here and get me a $10 or $15 blender, it's crushing that ice up and doing what it needs to do. So you have to be able to stand up underneath your competition. And times is hard. People are going where they can save a dollar. So now how do you brainstorm your business and say, okay, I'm going to have to accommodate my customers. I know that we have been doing this, but we may have to go to different merchants now and find things that we can put into the store that may not be the best of quality, but we can bring the price down on some of this stuff so that we can be a little more budget friendly for people who just don't have it. Come on now. If you're going to buy a bag of rice, you're going to look at the price, right? That's a consumer, right? You go in the store and you look at the best price. And okay, Uncle Ben's is some good rice. And we all know that's one of the best. But let me look at some of these off-brand parboiled rice and see how well they work out. And if they work out pretty good, I'm sorry, Uncle Ben. It's been good knowing you, but my dollar got to stretch a little further. And if I can come back and buy you another time, I'll see you then. But for right now, you might get ran out of business because no frills parboiled rice is popping right now. And I done learned out how much water to put in it and how much whatever I need. And hey, how many people have went to the dollar store and bought some dollar store rice and made it work? Fry that rice down in some oil a little bit and put some water on it. You don't have to put too much water because you may sog it out. But you figure it out or get you a rice cooker. It'll make it perfect, right? Shoot, we got to learn how to save ourselves and how to, teach our family the same thing. And if you got a noodle, you got to know how to make that noodle work, right? If you got to put some soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, hot sauce, tomato sauce, you got to figure out how to make that noodle do what it do. You know what I'm talking about? Especially this crisis, people should be looking for a bunch of friendly merchant. Amen. You better testify. And I mean, I might know you and like you, but hey, good morning, Mr. Pounds. Come on in here. Happy Memorial Day to you. You might not know Team Honey, but Team Honey is from the Philippines. And me and Team Honey were just in here talking. You know me. I just get on here and I just kick it. I love to have a good time and just talk. So Team Money, this is my brother Pounds, and he's a part of the village. And if y'all don't have each other, feel free to link up and get to know one another because I'm just in here talking and having fun. Yes, and feel free to network, guys. Join each other's channel if you want to because that's what it's all about. I'm not here to stop nobody from doing what they got to do. Amen. Well, yeah, pals, and that's one of my love fellowshippers, which is my Blue Riches. We all got to find a way to make it. You know how sometimes you used to go in the store and get certain things because you got it like that. Then sometimes you go in the store and you start looking around, and I'm going to tell y'all something else in case you don't know. When you go into Walmart, they have this brand, and some of you may be familiar with it, and it's called Great Value. And Great Value have decent quality stuff as far as food, and so let's say merchandise or products, and they're actually decent. And if you going in there and you might have to make a buck stretch, start looking into some of the Great Value products because they're budget friendly and they're actually decent. Someone put me onto some Great Value frozen lasagna, and it costs $1.80 something per pack, and that lasagna is decent. I cut up me some veggie, not veggie, some turkey Italian sausage in that lasagna, and it came to life. So we have to do what we have to do to make it work. If you got some waters, go in that dollar store and get you some of them little packs of stuff that you pour in your water, little Kool-Aid, make you some juice. You figure it out. Yes, Great Value have some delicious items. And you know what, honey? It's nothing wrong with it. Their ice cream is about $2 for the big old half a pint or whatever. A pint, not pint, what you call it? You know what I'm talking about. Oh, yes, their cheese is definitely good. And they got some good stuff. And you just have to check it out. Some of their salsa is even good. So you have to check their food out. Don't go in these places and start feeling like, oh, I don't want to buy off brand. Child, you're struggling. Get what you can get. You can go back to on brand when you got it. Yes. Let's make it work. You got to get the best you can and do the best you can. Yes. Team Honey is from the Philippines, pals. You know we got a lot of Philippine supporters and friends and things of that nature. I don't know what it is. I'm a Philippine magnet. I am. I mean, everybody from the Philippines just wanders their way into the village. And I love them. And we always just connect. God, I don't know what you're showing me in the Philippines, but you've been showing me a whole lot over there. And I'm just going to ride this wave like a safe surfboard. I don't know what it is that you got in store for me over in the Philippines, God, but I know it's something almighty because you didn't give me this much in the Philippines for no reason. There's something over in the Philippines, and I'm going to figure it out. And I'm going to just be still and let you do what you do, God, because I know you didn't bring me this deep into them Philippines for no reason. I promise you he didn't. Anytime God gives you something in abundance, it's something more to it than what's sitting in front of you. I promise you that. And we're going to sit back and just wait to figure out what my assignment is over in the Philippines. I usually get regular canned goods and just season them a little bit. They taste good. Yes, and Great Value got some good frozen stuff too. You got to check out their frozen stuff, pals, because they got some good frozen vegetables. And they even got Great Value frozen stir fry. Yes, and I've been working on that stir fry stuff too, guys. The Philippines is 12 hours different from us. Look at me answering the Philippine questions. Yes, I've been dealing with a lot of them. I'm going to learn. Y'all got to start teaching me your language so I can learn how to talk. They told me I can use the language app, but I want to learn your language. That's a calling, something you will visit here. Someday you will visit here. I'm sure I will. Yes, it is a calling. God has called this village to the Philippines. I don't know what it is, guys, but God will reveal it, right? Yes, they're PM when we AM. God will reveal it. But, it's something. I don't know. But you know what? It's supernatural. It's a divine connection. And when God gives you something in the supernatural, you don't usually understand it at that moment, right? Until He reveals what it is. But it's a good thing. And I'm so honored to be used. Thank you, Lord. I'm definitely honored to be used. And it's like, it did, I don't know how it happened and when it happened. It just happened. I met this young lady in the Philippines early in my YouTube, networking. And her name is Jen Lariciana. Oh my goodness, I love her so much. She was my first friend there. There's a 12-hour difference. And I mean, from the day I met this young lady, who would have ever thought that the Queen Love Bug #1 would be such a big supporter of the Philippines? I have not had any of their frozen products yet, but I'm eager to try. Yes, you got to try out their frozen products. How are you in the Philippines? Is who's what the? Oh, hold on. I got to see if I can pronounce it right. How are you in the Philippines? Is kumustaka. Did I say it right? Kumustaka. Because I got to always be extra. Laugh out loud, you too. A lot about the Philippines. I see. You learn a lot about the Philippines. I do. I do anything. That's the thing with me. Anything that I take an interest in, I'm going to learn about. Because that's just, awareness and common knowledge. And, it's nothing wrong with awareness and common knowledge. I tell you guys, I'm a low key nerd. Nice to know you guys. I support the Filipinos. Of course we are. We have so many Filipino friends over there. I can't even name them all anymore. I actually have sisters and brothers over there now, not even friends anymore. We're family. It's like, hey, sissy, hey, bruh, hey, and it's natural. It's not something we're doing because we're on YouTube. It's genuine. We actually are connecting. But, I don't care where you're from. If you got a good heart and you're a good person and I feel you, then that's all that matters. I'm not that person that say, oh, where they from or whatever, right? My next door neighbor is Mexican, and they are the most adorable people and nice. The person that actually does my yard is Mexican. So I don't care where you from. Do you do a good job, right? I had a gentleman and he was a brother. He was a brown man, right? And he was doing my yard, but he wasn't doing a good job. And now the Mexican guy was getting his yard together. So I hired the Mexican young man, right? It's not about hiring somebody because they brown and they not getting down. They not doing what they got to do, right? So, hey, it's not about race with me. I'm not a racist. If I can work with you and deal with you, I don't care where you from. I don't care what the color of your skin is. I got some people on here, and yes, they're white, and I love them to death. Luke and Rebecca and William, and I love me some SS Rose too, and Crystal Wall. They nice. I like them. I don't care where people are from. You put the smile on my face, Queen. It's so true. I just love people. I don't care. You could be laying on the ground in the street and you say good morning. I say good morning, how are you? And if I can come back past you and pass you a bottle of water or a cupcake or something to put a smile on your face, I'll do it. Because that's what a Christian is, more than did you do this, did you do that, did you do the other. Being able to be served and love people till you treat your brothers and sisters right. I don't care where somebody is from, and my children are the same way. They don't care where you from. We always got all different kind of kids in this house. I promise you, if I do a live stream when we have cookouts, you'll see white kids, Asian kids, Spanish kids, black kids. My kids in New York when we was growing up there was bringing home people from all over the world. And we would say, hey, y'all. And people would go, goodness, where y'all find all these people? Y'all got a little bit of everything up in here. But you know what? That's what made them happy. They didn't care where kids came from. And the Asian kids would come right on in, and their parents got to know me too. Nice to hear that from you, Queen. Yes. And I was go to some of the Chinese store because I had met some Chinese friends, right? And mind you, I didn't even know this was the parents of the girls at first, right? And I was eating out of these people Chinese store for a minute. And the next thing you know, we wind up meeting through our children and realize we already knew each other. You look at that. Look at that. And I had been coming there for the longest, and their kids, can I come to her house? Can I come to her house? And then when they met me, they said, I know you. Yes, they can come. Because they saw that my integrity and my character was good. Yes, I was a little loud and wild and crazy. When I came in the Chinese store, I was always loud and crazy. Hey, y'all. But that's just me. So don't judge me because I'm a little loud, just who I am. But I have a giving heart and a good heart, and I love people. I'm just loud. Make me so coffee. Laugh out loud. This is so crazy. Well, I'm drinking water. This is my coffee. I'm drinking water. I actually enjoy coffee too, though. But I'm trying to lay off of that kind of stuff. We are all the same, whether we came from one God. We all came from one God. Yes, and that's the thing that we must remember. And we must remember not to look down our nose at our own sister and brothers. We must remember to be able to see good in people. That's what I look at when I see people. Do you have a good spirit? Are you a good person? Do you come in love? Do you come in peace and happiness and harmony? It's not about being judgmental and jealous of folks. I just can't digest that. That's not something I want to stand for. I love to talk. I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. When we come in this village, you just don't never know what you're going to get because we are a crazy bunch, but we are ourselves. You hear me? We don't put on airs. We don't try to be something that we not. Being loud is fun. Sometimes I can simmer down at times, and it's a time and place for everything. And usually after hours, I kind of calm down a little bit and get a little quieter and relax a little bit. But it's okay to enjoy yourself and have a good time. And in my family, let me tell you something about my family, right? My immediate family. They know I'm loud. They already know when she get here, everything gonna get loud. Everybody gonna be cracking up because that's just who she is. But you know what? When you have that person in your family, you just get to know that about them and you love them just that way. I have an Aunt Gloria, and Aunt Gloria always been loud and wild. But I love my Aunt Gloria just the way she is. She don't have to be different because she's been that all her life. And you just know that when you get around her, she done got up way up in her 50s, and she's still out there on the dance floor dancing and having a good time and enjoying herself. And everybody got that auntie. And I think in my generation, I'm that auntie. And if any of my nieces and nephews see this on the playback, they are going to laugh their hard pot off. They are going to laugh. I promise you they are. Because they will tell you in a minute that one there is a little bit different. But they love me and my god kids because they know that one there. She's a little different, but she's good people's. And that's what it boiled down to. And thank you for pressing the light, guys. I appreciate that. Be yourself. When you come in this village, you don't have to put on no airs in here. Just be yourself. Be who you are. Be who God called you to be. You don't have to pretend to be something here. Because it all boils down to being yourself. You don't have to impress nobody. Not when you're living for Jesus, you don't. You have impressed who you have to impress. He know your struggles. He know your highs and your lows. Be yourself. But I've never been to the Philippines. I would love to come. I would love to come over and see your culture. I would love to come over and see your dances and things that you do. I would love to come over and just see how your children react and do the things they do because I love children too. And I love to see when I'm watching on videos in different places and the children be dancing and doing their culture stuff. I love that kind of stuff because I love entertainment. And it don't matter where you're from. You know, I was looking at some of the videos of the Nigerians and the way they dance. And believe it or not, I can do some of those little dances. I be in here, yes, I be in here cutting up. You hear me? And, you know, shout out to my Nigerians also, because I know that, you know, a lot of you are in the US of A too. But I'll be watching y'all and I'll be like, wow, look at them. They dance so nice. And the way they put the feeling into the way they move and dance is so beautiful. We're not even going to talk about my reggae because I am a reggae fiend. I love reggae. And you haven't had reggae until you get over to Jamaica and until you get over to Barbados and places like that. And Trinidad, oh my goodness. I enjoyed talking to you today, Queen. My phone is currently deep with the battery. I just charged us. I'd love to talk to you again. And next time live stream, I will visit again your channel. Okay, thank you for coming in. And remember to connect with me so I can connect back to you and support you over there. And thank you for coming in. I had an amazing time. I had an amazing live stream. Please take good care of yourself, dear my friend. I will, and you be safe and keep your family safe. And we'll be praying for you all right over here in the US of A. Nice talking to you. Have a good day. Well, guys, you see, you just don't never know who you're going to meet. And that's why coming into a live stream, always come in with an open mind. Always come in looking for whatever drops in your lap. Because it's not always about coming in here with a topic and talking. And I'm learning that as I go along. Sometimes just being spontaneous and logging on is when you meet people that you didn't already know. Thank you. God bless you too, and you stay safe. Shout out to my Philippine friends. And it's okay. It's okay to meet people all over the world. You see what happened this morning? I came on here and I met a new friend. Love lots from us in the Philippines. Mwah. Thank you for coming in. Did I tell y'all what God? I keep telling y'all I can't make this stuff up. I am a Filipino magnet. I don't know. It's not a time I log on here that somebody from the Philippines don't log in here. It's not a time, guys. There is an assignment. There's something that God is trying to use me for over in the Philippines. And I'm sure it will be revealed to me what it is in due time, right? And I'm going to be obedient and I'm going to let him use me because I do believe whatever it is that he want to use me for, it's going to be for good because you know God can only use you for good. He's not going to use you for anything unless it's for good. And I believe that. And it all started with me wandering into one channel, Jen Lariciata. And if y'all don't know her, y'all definitely got to get to know her. Because she was my first Filipino friend. And she is a networking channel. And she is so super duper cool. As well as Rhoda Vlog. And it's just so many people that I met. And Jackie. Hi, y'all. There's so many, and I'm not gonna start naming people. I'll keep doing that, and then if I forget somebody's name, they gonna stone me. So, with that being said, I've been on here for a good little while, and I have really enjoyed myself just talking. Y'all know I talk your head off if I had to, right? You will only be standing here with shoulders when I'm finished with you. And see, that's the thing. You don't have to have 1,000 people in the room if you really have what it takes to talk. Have a good day, Team Honey. I like your name. Great name. Yes, you don't. Sit your butt down in that seat and just talk. You don't have to be talking to nobody in particular. Just talk. It's better than talking to yourself and answering yourself. Yes. I decided I wasn't getting up early today. You know what, y'all? I need some breakfast, though. Hey, pals, where you at with that coffee? Yeah, sometimes you need somebody to bring you something, right? If it's a cup of coffee, something to eat, something to drink, somebody bring me some food around here. Okay, let me just say it like this. 'Cause what I really got taste for is some home fries and some cheesy eggs, and then make me some nice turkey bacon or veggie bacon. But I'm a withdraw. If somebody know how to come in here and hook up me a nice healthy breakfast, it's something that I've been eating. What's the name of it? And it's pretty okay. What is the name of this stuff? Uh, it's not grits. It'll come to me in a minute. It's not grits, but it's healthy and it puts you in the mind of grits. So I've been eating that. And if I do have eggs, I've been eating the brown, what they call it, no cage bird or some kind of organic egg. It's an organic, brown organic egg and veggie bacon. And I've also started eating for breakfast food egg whites, omelets, and I also like a multi-grain pita, and inside of that, I'll make it like a veggie BLT, and I'll put a little ranch sauce in there. So I'm getting there, and I'm using the sugar-free ranch sauce, and it's pretty good. I was surprised that the sugar-free ranch dressing was actually still full of flavor. So yeah, that's where I am with everything. So happy Memorial Day, everybody. And I hope that you have an amazing Memorial Day. And if you're watching this on the playback, thank you for your support. God bless you all and I love you. Have a happy, happy Memorial Day, everybody. And if you're still resting, that's all right. You don't have to get up unless you want to. This is your day if you're off. Enjoy it and spend it the way you want to. God bless you, and I see you all around.